So I'm back, just, you know, doing some Minecraft things. I am playing with mods, because I like mods. Makes the game way more fun. I also... Now, I know a lot of the Minecraft community is very elitist with how you play the game, and I don't care about that. I play with keep inventory and mob drop decay off. Keep inventory on and mob drop decay off just makes it way more fun. Not here to like go over and say like, oh my god, if you don't play with keep inventory, you're too like hardcore and you're like it's not really that fun in the game. I don't find it fun. If you find it fun, that's fine. But I get it's kind of like the easy mode, and I'm not one that plays like extremely hard games and does extremely hard challenges for them. At least not unless like, not until like I find the game fun and I play it for a while. Yeah. Like, I just like mods. It makes the game way more fun, and it gives you more things to do. Because you can easily like beat the entirety of Minecraft. And then like after that, for me, I just need more things. I need like other goals to accomplish. Which is why I like having all the achievements and things. But yeah. That's just my stance. I respect people who play regular Minecraft. I respect people who play regular anything. But I just like playing with mods. It makes in my opinion, it makes the game like way more like intuitive, because it allows you to do things that weren't possible. I keep hitting B accidentally because my key to open the portable crafting table is right next to it, is V. So I like miss and then I hit the waypoint manager. What to last one? Okay, whatever. That's actually perfect. I'm gonna create a temp here. I don't really like living in snow biomes because, like, for one thing, all of the powdered snow. But also, like, there's not much going on. Some of the mods I'm using like, inventory pets, sophisticated backpacks, farmer's delight. I'm using Neko's enchanted books because it just makes my life easier. Using Choop's Drakverns, Tetra, all the ores and all the modium. Really, I only use all the modium for the mining dimension because it's just a nice place to live, and I have relics on. The way I plan to do this is like, I just kind of add mods as I go. I do things and I'm like, you know what, it'd really be nice if I had this option. So, yeah. I was not paying attention. because I play with like some of these mods on a lot, I just kind of know how they work now. Like inventory pets has been a really popular mod since 1.12. I love inventory pets. I think it's so like good. I will say a lot of them are so overpowered though. I mean, a lot of them are actually really overpowered. I can see how it could detract from the gameplay experience of Minecraft. But like I said, truly, that's not why I play mods. I don't play mods to like just give me a little like enhancement of the game. I play mods that I find fun. I play mods that that add stuff that I just wish was in the base game. And like I'm not like a guy who's like, oh yeah, I want like only vanilla plus because I want the core gameplay of Minecraft to be the same. I remember watching a video, I forgot who made it, but he was talking about how like Minecraft modding went from like huge content mods, adding things that could never have been possible before, to stuff that was like, vanilla plus things that like still give a nice feel like you're playing Minecraft but aren't quite the same. I don't know. But yeah, like it was talking about how it talks about how like Minecraft mods shifted from huge content, adding stuff that wasn't possible, that was never going to be added, to expansions that they could make in the future. And the thing with that, like, I like the vanilla plus aspects of a lot of these mods, like Farmer's Delight. It's a nice mod. It allows you to make just more food options. It changes how some food works. Okay. Changes how some food works. It's fun. But like, I feel like, because then he also talked about in the video, like, how many vanilla plus mods when does it stop becoming vanilla plus? When are you just changing the game at that point? And it's definitely something to think about. There we go. Yeah. It also talked about how, like, after what point does it just stop being vanilla plus? When are you just changing the game? And I think that entirely depends on what mods you add. Like, because if you add quote-unquote vanilla plus mods that radically change how the game works, like Farmer's Delight, it is technically a vanilla plus mod, but at the same time, it does change how the entire food system in this game works, right? Or at the very least, it adds way more foods than originally Minecraft had. Like, if you just go like if you go at Farmers, like, look at all of this. Like, there's just so much more here. Like this and that. Well, I like it. I enjoy the fact that it's here. Like I said, it entirely depends on on what mods you add. If you add a lot of mods like Farmer's Delight that add a lot of stuff, then yeah, it's gonna turn into just modded Minecraft really quick. But like, if you add smaller mods, like what's a good example? What mods do I have in here? I would say Tetra, but Tetra adds, like, also radically changes the game. No mods I really have in here are really, like, vanilla plus, you could say. Or not a lot of mods I have in here really, like, are wildly different. Where's UI? There. Oh, okay. Like, I guess relics maybe, but like the thing I think with relics is just that, like, simply put, eventually it's just gonna stop being. It's just gonna stop being Vanilla Plus after a certain point. Just because of how Relics works, like that mod really changes the game. Because it adds, like, well, relics that just aren't a thing in base Minecraft, and that could never be a thing. I think it's a good mod. I love relics. I like the whole thing that, like, you could find little artifacts that give you small boosts, and the fact that you can level. Because I feel like a thing I always forget about this mod is you can level up these relics. Like, the more you use them, the stronger they become, and I think that's really cool. But it's also something that's just never gonna be added, because it's not quite like a vanilla Minecraft concept. You know? I might die. Let's see. I can make it. This requires some smart playing. If that skeleton shoots me, I'm dead. Yeah. I don't know. I like playing mods with any game, honestly. I mean, obviously, I want to play the base game first, but I do like playing mods for any game. Yeah. I'd say, like, if you want, like, a fun, like, a regular, like, Vanilla Plus experience for this game, I would get, like, easy villagers, because it just makes villager trading a lot easier, because it just adds, because it just adds, like, the little trading posts things, whatever they are, that just keep the villagers in one spot and allow you to trade with them. And then it adds the auto traders and breeders and whatever else. I like that mod. That mod's really good. I'm also a sucker for, like, magic mods. Like, if a magic mod is made well and right, I love it. But again, that's if it's made well and if it's made correctly. Also, like, I want, like, the only thing I wish is, like, if I actually got, like, recommendations for mods I've never played with, or, like, unknown mods, to say the least. Because, like, I feel like if you search it on YouTube, you just get, like, or at least I do, I get, like, the same 5 videos, or, like, the same 5 people that haven't uploaded a video in, like, 4 months, and it's annoying. I want, like, actual suggestions. I don't just want, like, whatever. But yeah, I mean, this little mod pack, I'm not, like, setting out to, like, become the most OP person ever. I just want to play the game. I just want to have fun. Do I have a... I do. Okay. I just want to have fun. I mean, that should be the reason why anyone plays the game, right? You just want to have fun. I'm not saying what your, like, idea of fun should be. That's up to you to discover. But I'm saying the reason you should play a video game is to have fun, not, like, become OP or become the best player in the game. If that's what you find fun, then sure, go ahead. But that's not what I find fun. Which is ironic, because I play a lot of, like, fighting games where that's, like, required. But that's beside the point. Boop. 1, 4. Let's go. I'm not one to really. Yeah. I'm not one to really build bases in Minecraft. Because a lot of the mod packs I play at, funnily enough, are like expert mod packs. Or like Skyblock mod packs. Specifically mod packs where like you don't really get the option to build a base. I was playing a mod pack with one of my friends, Project Sacrifice. Good mod pack, I recommend it. It's really tough though. I think it's, yeah. I was playing Project Sacrifice with one of my friends. We built a nice little like island. It was nice. But yeah, it was fun. I liked that mod pack. The mod pack was really fun. It's the main issue with expert mod packs is just all the micro crafting you need to do. Otherwise, they're really fun, but they're just so tedious to play because of like the simple fact that you just need to be able to craft fucking everything. Like you need to do basically the same exact crafting recipe like 5 million times over. And I respect people who enjoy that. I just don't really, because it gets just so mundane after a certain point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay. Alright. We'll figure that out later. I should go mining. Oh, well, wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you figure? There's an entire, not cave in my house. What the hell is this? Yeah, I like playing, like, it's really funny. I'm really, like, not a social person. Whenever I, like, talk to people, I like talking to people, but I hate going up to them and initiating the entire conversation. It's really funny how that works, because it's a killer for social interaction. But I love social interaction, so it's like hard to work with. And like that's kind of what this is. I'm doing this because, like, if I'm talking, it makes me feel like that there's someone else with me that I'm talking to. I don't care how many people watch these. I'm just uploading these because I'm like, I have them, why not? Maybe, you never know, one day maybe I could get, one of these could go viral or something. I don't care. I'm building my own stuff anyway. I don't care how well these do. I am just here to play games that I enjoy, games that I like. And maybe, one of these days you'll learn about a game that you didn't know about, and maybe you'll like it. Or you could learn about a strategy for a game that you didn't know. Or maybe I'll learn about a strategy that I didn't know. It's all just like a fun little thing. It's just a fun thing that I want to do. I'm not like hell-bent on becoming like a YouTube star or anything. I'm not even hell-bent on becoming any kind of star. I just want to live. I'm just here. Which also, that brings me to my other thing. I did one about Dead Cells yesterday. And there's, like, it's not a big number at all, but 18 people wanted to watch unedited footage, 50 minutes of unedited Dead Cells gameplay. Why? I'm not good. I suck at Dead Cells. I don't even have any of the, like, the extra difficulty levels, like 5 boss cells, or I don't even have 1 boss cell. Why do people want to watch me play that? I'm not, like, high level. I'm not doing anything. There's nothing. I am unknown. I am not even like an entity on this platform. Like, why do people want to watch 50 minutes of unedited gameplay of anything, honestly? That's what surprises me, the fact that people want to watch it. I don't care, but it's just so interesting because like I don't feel like I don't think I could watch 50 minutes of just unedited gameplay of anything, honestly. Cuz it's just not that exciting. Like, I think it's fine if you do. I think it's okay if you watch it, or if you did watch it. But, like, I'm just so curious. I'm an actually curious person. Like, I don't know. A lot of I have a huge thing. I'll say it right now, I own 449 video games on Steam alone, and comparing that to most other people, that is not a huge number at all. Like, I know there are people that have thousands of games. I don't have that much money, but I will say 449 is a huge number for me. And it's just interesting, because it's giving me, like, so much insight into, like, game design as a thing. Because it's, like... Because I know now, like, what works in what situations, and just what isn't. Like, what isn't good. Like, if I want to add this to this type of game, would that be a good idea? It's like, I kind of know how that works now, and it's fun knowledge to know. Because then I could also, like, figure out, like, is this a good idea? Like, should I do this? Or should I just leave it alone? A big part of, like, game dev stuff, because that's what I want to do. I want to do game dev. I have, like, multiple ideas for a couple of games that I want to make already. I'm not fighting that shit. I'm fine, honestly. I have multiple ideas already. I just have to make them. But everyone that I've mentioned it to, they've all said it's a good idea. I've made, like, art for the title and everything, too. I've made art for the title. And, like, people say I'm really talented. I've never taken an art class in my life. Like, no sketching classes, no, like, well, I did take one when I was younger, I guess, but that was, like, technically mandatory for my school. Back in, like, 8th grade, I think, I took it. I don't really count that, because I don't remember anything from that class. Plus, I've also just noticed that I do much better at things when I, like, take a huge break. Enough of a break where I would still remember how the game works, or how whatever I'm doing works. It just happens to be video games a lot of the time. I take, like, a long enough break where I still know how it works, but enough that, like, I don't, like, I kind of get, like, a new fresh set of eyes. I do so much better. Like Cuphead, for example. With Cuphead, the robot boss in, like, the 3rd area, I forgot his name. Like, I struggled with him so much. And apparently a lot of people do, so, like, I'm not in the minority here. But he's a hard boss. And, like, I couldn't beat him. I think I took, like a couple day break, like 2-3 days of break. Came back and I beat him on, like, my 3rd try. And it was like, bro, it's like, dude, what the hell? Like, I went from not even coming remotely close to being able to beat him to, like... Oh yeah, no, 3rd try, easy. Like, it was ridiculous. And it's really funny because you'd think, like, oh, if I take a break from a game and I don't play it for a while, I'm gonna lose skill because I'm not gonna remember how it works. But that's just not what happens at all. Like, yes, eventually, if I take, there was a long time where I didn't play Dead Cells at all, like, I never touched it. Not because I hated it, just because I really didn't want to play it. Like, I wanted to do other things. And I did other things. But I just didn't want to play Dead Cells for a while. I came back to it, like, recently, actually. And I'm, like, oddly better at it. Maybe it's just, like, because, like, I remember, like, seeing, like, a lot of things. Like, I was talking to a couple friends, actually, of, like, how, like, if you get like a fresh set of eyes, like, what the hell is this? Okay, whatever. Like, if you get a fresh set of eyes on something, you can like you can get like infinitely like better. You know? Like, if you get a fresh set of eyes on something, it becomes infinitely, like, more... It's really weird. I don't know how to describe it, but, like, if you get, like, if you're better, if you take a break from something, you get, like, fresh eyes on the topic that you've been stuck on for a while, you'll just get better at it. You'll just be better than you were. And it's interesting, because that's just how it is for me. Like, if I take, like, a pretty lengthy break from something, come back to it, like, a week or so later, I'll be, like, oddly better. It has never made sense to me, and I've just kind of accepted it. I just accepted the fact that I'm better at stuff when I just don't think about it for a while. I don't know why, I don't know how, but that's just how it is. I don't attempt to make sense of it, because I feel like no matter how much I try, it's just never gonna. But you know what? It's fine. As long as I am getting better at something, I don't care. Because it's funny. I'm not sure if I mentioned this when I was playing Dead Cells, but like, I'll mention it now. Because why not? Like, some of my beliefs contradict each other, and it's kind of funny how that works. Like, I always believe in, like, getting better at stuff. I always think, like, oh, like, I feel like you should always strive to get better. But I also believe that, like, eventually, I don't believe in, like, the whole, like, there's no limit to what you can do. Because there is absolutely a limit to what you can do. Eventually, you're just gonna hit a point where you just can't get better. And I feel like anyone who doesn't believe that is just lying to themselves. Riptide on a Trident, load capacity. Maximum number of slots. Reduce swimming speed, increase sinking speed. Double underwater damage, water attraction. It's like if I... Oh. Okay, that's kind of interesting. How do I gain XP for this? So, okay, that's kind of interesting. But, irregardless, like, I still absolutely think that there is a limit to what you can do. Eventually, you're going to hit that limit, and there's just nothing you can do about it. Right? I'm a firm believer in that sentiment. Because if you don't think that there's a limit, you're just living a lie. You can't infinitely get better, and I also believe you can't spend your entire life just striving to be better. Eventually, you just gotta pack it up and say, alright, you know what, this is good enough. Like, I feel like if you just constantly live to just be better than someone or yourself, you're not really gonna be happy. You're just gonna be, like... You're just gonna kind of be sad. If you're just living all the time being like... Oh, like, I have to be better than this person, or I have to do better than this person. Dude, that's not living. That's called competing. And you shouldn't be You shouldn't be competing with everyone that you see, and believe me, I would know. I'm a very competitive person. I'm very competitive, so I would know. But you shouldn't compete with everyone. It's just not gonna end how you want it to end. Because then you're just gonna be sad and depressed. And then you're always gonna be like thinking to yourself like I'll never be good enough, and like eventually you will. Because, you know, that's just how it goes. Eventually, yes, you're gonna be good enough for certain things. Maybe not immediately, but that's kind of what growth is. That's the whole point. If you want to live as, like, a satisfactory life, I think you should strive for growth as you live on. Right? If your only concern is getting better, all that's gonna happen is you're just never gonna believe you're good enough. But if you just never attempt to grow, then you're never gonna put any, like... Then you're never gonna... You're always gonna think it's fine when it isn't. You're always just gonna believe everything's okay. When that's not... not true. Right? But if you find that happy middle ground of, like... If you find that happy middle ground of, like, growth and, like, and I don't know what the other word is. But if you find the happy middle ground between both of those things, you'll be okay. I'm not gonna say happy, I'm not gonna say sad, because outside of that, there's no telling what's gonna happen. But if you find a nice middle ground between those two, you will be fine in that front. It's just all about, then where do you want to go? Where do you want to go after? Oh, whoopsie. Like, what do you want to do after you reach that point? I don't know. That's my beliefs. You disagree, that's fine. If you agree, that's also fine. It's not my problem. It's not my place to tell you what's right and what isn't. I just think if you're going to strive for growth, don't make it your whole personality, and if you're not, but also don't make it don't make it nothing, you know? If you're gonna strive for growth, do it in moderation. That's how everything should go. Everything should be in moderation. I don't know. Anyway, on a lighter note, yeah, no, so the Steam sale recently, right, like the autumn sale, God, it's so good. I love Steam sales. I think that Steam is honestly, like, the best place to buy any video game. I get that not every game is available on Steam, but there are just so many to pick from. It's where the majority of my games are. It's where, I remember, I got Steam in, like, 2017, and the first ever game I bought was Terraria. It's the game I have the most hours on. I love Terraria. I think it's, like, an awesome game. I haven't played it in a while. I want to wait for the 1.4.5 update to come out, because that has got a lot of things going for it. Because apparently they're crossing over with Palworld, they just announced recently. And they just did a crossover with Dead Cells. They just did a crossover with Dead Cells. So that's fun. But, like, I think waiting, I always, before I get a game, if I know when an update's about to come out, I always want to wait for that update to come out, because then I'll be looking at everything with, like, a fresh set of eyes. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, that's cool, but I can't wait for when this happens, because I'll already have it. Then it just comes down to, like, oh, I can't wait for when the update comes out. Speaking of not waiting, I can't wait for Marvel Rivals. I love superheroes. It's been such a huge thing. I've seen like every Marvel. That's the one. I've seen like every Marvel movie. I've stopped watching the shows because I'm one of the people that says like after Endgame it just kept getting progressively worse. I think Endgame is where they stopped being good. Like, I don't know. I think after Endgame, like, they just got progressively worse. Like, I don't know what happened. They were so good, and then they just fell off so much, and it's just really sad. Because Marvel was just like a huge part of my childhood. Still is. But not as much. Like, maybe I'll watch their shows. I heard, like, Loki was good, but, like, I think, like, all of the other ones are stupid. I think what's dumb is they did a spin-off show of a spin-off show, that being Agatha all along. I think it's stupid that they did a spin-off of a spin-off, but what do I know? I'm just a guy on the internet, sharing my opinions, playing whatever the hell I want to play. Because I want to play it. I don't know anything. Yeah. I don't necessarily have like an upload schedule I want to follow. I'm not at all big, even if I do get big enough for that to be a thing. I don't think it ever will be. Like, truly. Maybe if I do get big enough, I might get an upload schedule. Well, you never know. We'll just have to see. But, yeah. Like, but still. I think the fact that I think the spin-off of a spin-off is stupid as shit. That's like making a DLC for a DLC. Like, at that point, just like, what are you doing? You know? Like, at that point, like, what's going on? Like, I think something got lost in translation there. Who's over at Marvel? Or even Disney now, because I think... When did they... I never actually knew this. When did Disney buy Marvel? Because, like... Everyone always blames it on Disney, but I looked it up once, and I think, like, they bought Marvel, like, way earlier than people think they did. It's either, like, when they bought Marvel, or it's just when they started ruining it. Like, I don't think Marvel's always been bad, because they haven't. I think Disney flubbed something up during one of the movies. Wasn't it like Infinity War or something when they bought Marvel? I forget. Well, why don't I just look it up? I'm gonna place this row and I'm gonna look up like when did Disney buy Marvel? Because that's a question I want answered. So here, like, if I go, did Disney buy Marvel? Oh yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, no, they bought it. 2009. Yeah, okay. It wasn't Disney that screwed it up. I think they had a part in it. I don't think they're the entire reason why Marvel sucks. That's like saying your food... That's like saying you only had... The food that you used to like is now your least favorite. Simply because, like... I mean, because the chef that just made it for you did it wrong. Like, that's not... true. Like, because eventually your taste buds will change, and they can and will change. That's just how it works. Like, could have that so-called chef played a part in you not liking your favorite food anymore? I guess. But if it was your favorite food and now you just... That's just not correct. You can't have a favorite food and then all of a sudden just not like it. Or at least, it can't be just one food. It has to be a lot. I love movies, though. I I think movies are awesome. That's the problem, maybe. I'm gonna, you know what? Hold on, I still have a quick cut. I do. Get away. Away from you. But yeah. Like, I'm only doing this YouTube stuff because I just want a reason to play video games. Like, I like games, I think they're awesome, but like, after a certain point, it's just like, I can't play them without anyone like being here. That's what I mean. It's like, I'm very social, but I don't want to go up and talk to people. I have too much social anxiety for that shit. Which makes things very interesting, to say the absolute. Like, it's, I don't know. Yeah. Minecraft mods are a very interesting topic, right? And then it's really funny because whenever I add mods, what ends up becoming an issue now is just simply put, like, I end up adding too many, and then something breaks, and then I have no idea what it is because whenever I add shit. Oh, okay. Because like whenever I add mods, I end up like I add like a bunch, like I add like a ton, and then I add them, and it's like, well, now I don't know what broke it. So then I either just like I attempt to decipher the logs and what they say, or I just like, you know what? Let's just do it over. I actually like the whole doing it over thing because it allows me to like take a new route with how I add mods. Like, what mods do I want to add now instead of, you know? There's always going to be mods that I love. Oh yeah, I forgot I have this. I guess you could argue with this original plus mod. Because I'm pretty sure all these do is they just give like effects and things. You know what? Let's I have another topic. Pokemon. So, I love Pokemon. I think it's fun. I think it's incredible. Pokemon is awesome. I think the recent games have been actually the worst things ever. They've been awful. Like, that's a lie. I like Scarlet, or I like Violet. I wish I bought Scarlet. I like Violet. I didn't really like Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. But I like Sword and Shield. I like Legends Arceus. But I think anything past that is when it just fell off. Anything past that, it just fell off so much. And it's like, bro, what happened? It used to be so good, and now it's just not. I don't understand. Like, they hit Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon is pretty fun, but it definitely I still own a DS, actually. But, yeah, I love Sun and Moon. It was the first Pokemon game I ever played, actually. Sun and Moon was the first game I ever played. And then I got Ultra Moon. That one was effectively just the exact same game, just with... I mean, yeah, I guess that's a point of argument, you could say. It's effectively the same exact game, just with more content. I'm basically paying... I bought the game, and then I bought the game again, and it's DLC. That's basically what Moon and Ultra Moon was. And then I got Shield, or Sword and Shield, actually. I got rid of them. And then I got Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I also got Legends Arceus. I think out of that whole, like, bunch, I think Legends Arceus was the best one. Because I think, like, I feel like people have been wanting like a survival-ish Pokemon game for a while, and we finally got that. And it was so good. It was really fun. And then I bought, and then I got Violet. Violet, I feel like could have been good. If they just... It's such a meme now of how bad the graphics are, and I think it's hilarious. Like, I just remember, like, I watched, I forgot who I watched play it. I think I played it myself first, and then I started watching other people play it. I remember Alpharad's video on it. That was pretty funny. The parts in the classroom when the teacher was just talking, all the kids went at like 2 frames a second, and it was so funny. Because it really just shows you, like, this game was not meant to, like, be as intense as it was. And it's so interesting to just see that. It's so... It's so interesting. Oh yeah, and also that also makes me think of another thing. The friendship stuff. I think the friendship stuff just makes it so much easier. Except the friendship thing, I don't know if I just really didn't grind it that much. I really didn't just grind it at all, but like in Pokemon Violet, the friendship just isn't a thing. And it's really interesting. Like in Violet, the friendship just isn't a factor. I don't know what to make of it. Like, I think, okay. I don't really know what to think about the friendship stuff. I think it's in my opinion, I think it's a dumb mechanic. It makes the game way too easy. Because it can mean win or loss or lose in some battles. And some of those battles are rough. Like, I'm pretty sure the reason I beat Cynthia in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl was because of friendship. Like, one of my Pokemon toughed it out so I wouldn't feel the stats and then I won. But I think that's stupid as shit. I remember, like, a couple other Pokemon YouTubers who did the exact same thing. Had the exact same thing, I don't know. That's another thing. Why were the Elite Four, why was Brilliant Diamond so easy, and then the Elite Four in the game were just cranked up to, like, 11? Like, the entire game, all of the gym leaders were just kind of like little guys. They just were little, like, babies. They didn't really do much of anything. And then you get to the Elite Four, and they have, like, actual, like, competitively viable Pokemon with competitively viable, like, items and teams. And it's like, what changed? What happened here? Like, why did this go from baby game to, like, intense, like, grind session of a video game? Like, what happened? Why was it so much, like, harder? Why did it become so much harder? I don't get it, but I think it's also really funny. Like, I think it's still so hilarious how it was just so, like, it went from so easy to so impossible that fast. I didn't really struggle, though, against the Elite Four. I struggled against Cynthia. Because Cynthia's notoriously been difficult because of her godforsaken Garchomp. But still, I don't get why, like, the Elite Four members had such stacked teams, and every other gym leader, every other boss, had actually, like, less than nothing. Like, their Pokemon were so easy to beat, but then you get to the Elite Four, and now you all of a sudden have to go against, like, actual, like, VGC champions. Like, VGC-worthy teams, and it's like, dude, what the hell? I remember I was seeing on Reddit, like I saw on Reddit, some parents were saying that their kids were crying because they couldn't beat the game because it was too hard. And, like, I feel bad, but also, at the same time, it's really funny. I think, like, Game Freak got too pissed off that, like, too many people were calling their games baby games. And then they cranked the difficulty up to 11. And I think that's hilarious, but at the same time, like, why? it made it like so much harder to win. Plus, I'm like, okay, I like the fact that like Scarlet Violet had like the multiple storylines thing that just eventually converged. But like after that, I think like after people beat Pokemon games, there's no reason to make the Elite Four that difficult for one thing. And I love how in Scarlet and Violet, it literally immediately the next games they made, immediately like they tuned down the champion so much. She was so easy. I don't know. On that note, I picked, so I think I don't know why, I always like love grass starters because they're always so cool. I picked Decidueye in literally in Moon, Ultra Moon, and Legends Arceus. I forgot who I picked in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I could look right now. It's on my other. I have my Switch right next to me, but I don't want to. I completely forgot who I picked. Oh. I completely forgot who I picked, and I don't care enough to go find out. So I put it simply, I won't. But like, and then in the Scarlet Violet I picked Meowscarada. No, I didn't. I picked Skeledirge. I ended up using Meowscarada when I got it evolved, but I like Skeledirge. I think the water starters are my least favorite. I think personally, I don't like the water starters that much. They're just the only one is like that's good is Mudkip, and that's like that's not a new opinion by any means. Like everyone loves Mudkip, but still, I will stand by that. I think the water starters actually are terrible. Except Hisui and Samurott. I think Samurott was cool in that game. But, like, outside of that, they all suck. Like, design-wise. Samurott's cool. Well, no, Samurott in general is cool. But I think outside of that, they're all just bad. Oh yeah, that's another thing. So like, I actually never. So it's hard for me to complete the Pokedex. The only game I've actually done it in is Scarlet Violet because I like dedicated myself to doing it. Getting Slowking. So the annoying thing with that game, getting the region exclusives is rough. Not because you have to trade, but because I started doing this after the main like hype for the game died down significantly. Like after the hype died down for this game significantly, just no one played it anymore. So I couldn't get anyone to trade with me to get a Slowking. I asked one of my friends for it because I think he completed the Pokedex and he just had everything. I needed a Goodra as well, but like I could have gotten that myself, but he just traded it to me. It made it way easier because he would trade me the Goodra, I would get the Pokedex entry for the Goodra, and then he would trade, and then I would trade back his Goodra and he would trade me my Slowking, and then there you go. But past that, it made it so much harder, and the only people who I actually still trade on that game are like the people who got the or who got the shiny Pokemon from like random sites that like are gonna crypto mine on your PC if you try and use a link to get to open them. We all know which ones I'm talking about. Like the ones that somehow always have like shiny legendaries and whatever, and Pokemon that are actually just impossible to get shiny outside of like events and stuff. That's also another thing. Why are all the shiny legendaries so cool? And why do all of them require actually like some random event that only that are very few amount of people are gonna actually have? Like, it's super dumb, I think. I don't know why I always do like really long houses. I'm never gonna use like half of this space. Well, you never know. Maybe I will. But I don't get it. Like, Pokemon is like it's like Marvel. It was so good, and then it just died off so fast. Because of like just so many poor decisions. Like, I think they tried to make Scarlet and Violet like a AAA game, and then it just didn't work. Because the Nintendo Switch, as good of a console as it is not made to run AAA titles. It's made to run, like, Nintendo games, like average Nintendo games. Like, the most it can run is, like... Honestly, the most it can run is Sword and Shield. I think that was the best looking game. I think that was the best looking game with the least amount of, like, graphical glitches and whatever. Everything else was just so poor. Like, it was just so sad. But yeah, I think that will wrap it up for this video, for this time, anyway. You know, if you want to watch if I ever end up doing this more often, if you want to watch an hour's worth of unedited footage of some random game, go ahead, be my guest, I don't care. But, you know what, whatever. Bye.